What if I told you that the whole idea of self-defense is kinda a trap, that it sets you up to fail from the get-go? Well, today we're going to dig into a huge shift in how we think about personal safety. We're moving from just reacting to danger to proactively building a life where danger has a really hard time finding you. Welcome to The Explainer, and today's explainer is sponsored by the Other Way Martial Consulting.
So let's just jump right in with this big question. We all use the term self-defense, right? But what if the way we think about it, the frame we put around it, actually puts us on the back foot before anything has even happened?
And that's the huge shift we're exploring today, going from a reactive mind to a proactive one. We're going to lean on the principles of a system called Kyo-Jitsu Ryu to really understand how we can stop bad things from happening in the first place.
Okay, so this slide really lays it all out. On the left, you've got self-defense. It's totally reactive. It's waiting for the attack. That's a victim mindset, you know? It's waiting for something bad to happen to you. But on the right, you have personal safety. That's proactive. That's an architect's mindset. You're the one in control, designing your life and your surroundings so an attack isn't just unlikely. It's difficult to even pull off.
And this is so important. This simple change in thinking totally flips the script on what you're trying to achieve. The goal isn't to be a hero. It's not to win some street fight. It's about one thing and one thing only: getting home safe. That's it. That's the win.
So that's the big idea, but how do you actually do it? Well, this whole philosophy is built on a really clear step-by-step model. Think of it like an operating system for your personal safety, a process you can run to manage threats from the absolute earliest moment. And here it is, the conflict progression. The first thing you'll probably notice is that 3 of the 4 steps happen before anything physical. The whole thing is designed to give you a ton of options, a ton of control way early in the game, so you hopefully never, ever have to get to that last step.
It all starts here, with awareness. And this is way more than just, looking around. Think of it as your sensory shield. You're using everything you've got, your eyes, your ears, your intuition, to scan your environment for anything that doesn't quite fit. A heavy coat on a hot day, that kind of thing. And, crucially, you learn to trust that little voice in your gut when it whispers that something's not right.
So, your awareness radar pings. You've spotted a potential problem. What's next? Well, step 2 is beautifully simple: avoidance. The source material calls this strategic absence, which is just a powerful way of saying, be where the danger isn't. This can be a big life choice, like the neighborhood you live in, or something as simple as crossing the street to avoid a weird situation. Okay, but what if you can't just walk away? That brings us to step 3, negotiation. Now, this is not about winning an argument. It's about managing space while you de-escalate. You're using your words to bring the temperature down while your body is quietly moving you closer to an exit, making sure you don't get trapped.
We're about to dive into the final and most intense step of this model. This framework is a seriously powerful tool. So, if you're finding this useful, if it's making sense, just take a quick second to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps more people find this proactive way of thinking about safety. And that brings us to the absolute last resort: physical action. But look at the words here. It's not called fighting, it's called direct action. The goal isn't to win a trophy, it's to neutralize the threat just enough to create an escape route. It's all about using biomechanical efficiency, leverage, not just brute strength, to get yourself to safety. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Okay, so is this just some fancy MMA stuff? It's a fair question, but the philosophy here is fundamentally different from what you see in a sport like mixed martial arts, and understanding that difference is absolutely crucial. And the difference is, well, it's night and day. MMA is a sport. It's got a controlled ring, rules, a ref, one opponent. Kyo-Jitsu Ryu is a conflict management system for the messy real world, where there are no rules and you might be dealing with multiple people or weapons. The goals are completely different. One is sport, the other is survival.
So what's the engine driving all these practical steps? What's the deep philosophy underneath it all? Well, it boils down to 2 key Japanese concepts that actually give the system its name: Kyo and Jitsu.
First, let's talk about Kyo. You can think of Kyo as emptiness, a void, a weakness. In a conflict, it could be a gap in someone's attention, a weak point in their balance, or even a clever deception you create. It's the hole in their defense. And then you have the opposite of Kyo, which is Jitsu. If Kyo is emptiness, Jitsu is fullness. It's truth, it's solid structure, it's focused power. It's the undeniable reality of your strength and position.
So here is the magic, the core strategy. You don't meet Jitsu with Jitsu. You don't just crash strength against strength. That's a losing game if you're smaller. The secret is to apply your Jitsu, your focus strength, directly into their Kyo, their weakness. That's how you gain the advantage.
But here's where this philosophy gets really, really deep. It doesn't just apply to threats out there in the world. This whole system looks inward, connecting our internal state, our mental and emotional health, directly to our external safety. The idea is that your external world often mirrors what's going on inside. If you're walking around full of stress and aggression, that's an internal Jitsu. You might actually attract conflict. On the flip side, if you're projecting low self-esteem and internal Kyo, you might look like an easier target. This means that skills like emotional control, they're not just wellness tools. They are core personal safety skills.
And this quote, wow, it just sums up the whole philosophy perfectly, doesn't it? True mastery isn't about how many fights you can win. It's about living in a way that you don't even have to have them in the first place.
So, if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this. Real safety isn't a technique you pull out of a toolbox in an emergency. It's a lifestyle. It's a mindset. You're not just reacting to the world. You are the architect of your own safety.
And I'll leave you with a question to think about. That very first step, awareness, that's the foundation for everything else. So take a second and ask yourself, how strong is your sensory shield right now? Are you actively engaged with your surroundings, or are you just kind of drifting through your day?
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Now, if you want to move these ideas from theory into actual practice, our sponsor, The Other Way Martial Consulting, offers personalized instruction. So to take that next step on your own safety journey, you should definitely investigate their one-on-one coaching. We've put the link for you right in the description below.